You're a wife now, and it's your job to take care of all of the housework. Mom took good care of you too, Hazel, so it's only natural you return the favor, goddammit!
Even you, honey. You know I'm working as hard as you are, right? I don't think I deserve to be treated like this.
You're at the bottom of the pyramid in this house, Hazel. I expect you to understand what exactly that means.
Trouble Busters!
Hi, I'm Hazel, and I don't think I can brag very much about my looks or my fashion choices. For these reasons, I wasn't really popular in college, nor did I ever get in a serious relationship with any guy. However, that all changed after I graduated and became a functioning member of society. His name is Kevin, and after 3 wonderful years together with him, I married him, and I did establish a good mother-daughter relationship with Ursula, or rather, Mrs. Townsend. We were on friendly terms, and she would teach me new recipes as well as tips and clever tricks to clean stubborn stains and whatnot around the house. Miss Hazel, dear, what do you think you're doing at this ungodly hour? What? I merely came home late because I had some extra work to do. Have you no understanding of what your purpose is around here? I have a job myself, you know. Slacking off on the housework like this, I will not allow it. How dare you talk back to me? How about you get off your bitch ass and get some work done around here, yeah? I was thinking I could do all the housework that piles up on the weekends. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about your goddamn chores. Once you come home, I expect you to get cracking. There's much to be done. Who the hell do you think you are? Don't get me wrong. I understand all that, Mrs. Townsend, but I'm just tired of working all day since this morning, actually. Plus, I was out on business today, so I've been walking all day. Huh? What the hell are you on about? You think that's gonna be tolerated? Well, hate to break it to you, Missy, but that ain't happening under my roof. I beg your pardon, Mrs. Townsend, but you're here at home all day, so it's only natural I'd like to ask you for some help with the housework at least. Huh? So now you're telling me to do the housework? What are you, some kind of animal? Have you come home with a can short of a 6-pack? Telling a poor, elderly woman like me to do the housework. Like, hanging up the laundry in the early afternoon's probably the most ideal, wouldn't you agree? If I did that after I came home from work, at night, that wouldn't be very effective, would it? You've gone insane, my dear. This is bullying, I declare. I didn't think you were this misunderstanding of people's feelings and limitations. Who in the goddamn world would raise someone to become such a monster? I don't mean any of that at all. Where the heck is this notion even coming from? And there it is again! What good do you think repeating the fact that you're working full-time will come to you, huh? Oh, I know. You're just trying to say that my son isn't making enough now. How is that?
I was listening to you two this whole time, and yes, I think Mom's right, Hazel. You're a wife now, and it's your job to take care of all of the housework.
Even you, honey. You know I'm working as hard as you are, right? I don't think I deserve to be treated like this.
You're at the bottom of the pyramid in this house, Hazel.
Huh? Kevin's always been the kindest person I've ever known when Mrs. Townsend wasn't around, and the whole time before we got married. But ever since we tied the knot, his attitude suddenly changed into something so much worse, so much less compassionate and kind. Additionally, even though I was right in the middle of the busiest time of the year for my job, Mrs. Townsend spends the whole day in the house and she never does a sliver. And Kevin, even though he knows how tired I am, what with the busiest period upon me and all, never shows the slightest hint that he's concerned for me, nor does he show any initiative to help. Such was my married life for almost 2 years. To my great joy, I discovered I was pregnant. Hello? I'm home. Is Kevin home yet? He's in his room right now, so hurry up and get to the cooking. I understand. I will, after you hear my special announcement. I'll just fetch Kevin, so please wait a moment. I called Kevin and Mrs. Townsend into the living room to tell them my exciting news of being pregnant. I knew the two of them loved children, and Mrs. Townsend was saying that she really wanted to see her grandchild's face. And now for my announcement. I found today that I'm pregnant. I was surprised at first, but I can't tell you how happy I am. Huh? Get that bullshit aborted now. What? You and your stupid bitch ass dancing the light fantastic like that. Who do you think you are? Did you order me to destroy this precious child? How much of a lack of common sense do you actually have, goddammit? Truly unbelievable. Why in the world would you say something so mean? I mean, duh. There's nothing happy about you getting pregnant at all, bitch. If anything, it's a disaster of the worst kind. Mean? Anyone knows that the wife of the younger brother should have a child after the wife of the first brother. This is your grandchild you're talking about, Mrs. Townsend. It's the stupidest reason I've ever heard. I'll say it again, Mrs. Townsend. This is your grandchild. This is beyond stupid. This is downright negative IQ at this point. Dear Megan isn't even pregnant just yet. The frick are you thinking? How dare you? I'll have you know that dear Megan is leaps and bounds ahead of you in terms of social rank. The grandchild I want to see will not come from a pig-headed whore like you, but from dear Megan. Do you understand what I'm saying to you now? You didn't have to say all that. At least I don't shit all over the carpet like a bonobo would. Kevin, honey, you're happy about this, right?
Why do you just assume I'm on your side here? If Mom's telling you to destroy the child, then for God's sakes, destroy it already!
Now hang on a minute. This is your child too, you know.
You know what they say. In the end, mothers are always right. No one else tells the truth. The reason I married you is because Mom saw lots of potential in you, Hazel. She told me that marrying an unattractive ball of femininity like you always ends well, and so how could I refuse?
We're so happy? The father wishes it too, so come on now, hurry up and set up an appointment to get the job done. This decision is final. Lowlives like you don't have the freedom of choice in this household. I refuse! I've kept my feelings to myself for so long, but for the first time, I'm not adhering to your frickin' stupid rules. I'm gonna bear the child, whether you two like it or not. Didn't I just tell you you don't have the freedom to choose anything in this matter? This is my child, and no one can operate on me without my consent. I stormed out and slammed the door to my room. Of course, Kevin and Mrs. Townsend were pretty pissed off at that, but let's consider the facts here. They were not happy about the truly wonderful news of conceiving a child, but were instead extremely annoyed and treated this as though it was a disaster.
Heyo, Hazel! Could you come down to the front door a minute?
Did you forget some? No. Please no, this is dangerous. She won this time. LOL.
Oh, come on, Mom. I did my part luring her outside. You gotta finish the job. I would love to see a pregnant bitch keel over like a domino.
What are you doing? I'm glad I never lost my balance. Holy moly. Yep, we know. That's what we want, silly. If only you'd tripped and fallen the right way, and you would have had a miscarriage like a good girl. I can't wait to see your pathetic face when that day comes. Don't you realize that if you do something dangerous like that, the baby will... Get the mop and clean it up. Clean it up? You were the one who made the mess. You frickin' clean it up, goddammit!
What did I frickin' tell you, Hazel? Mom doesn't do any of the housework around here. And also, I want you to clean up the garden too. Something's rustled up the raspberry bushes and there's leaves frickin' everywhere.
Yep, they started inflicting the most insidiously atrocious abuse upon me. They did stuff to my body and especially to my belly that was painful and started to urge me to have that freaking miscarriage already. But in addition to all the chores I had throughout the day, they also started giving me physically draining work, especially when I was already exhausted from my job. But even so, the baby grew inside quickly, and I just started my 6th month of pregnancy. You put on a bit of weight now, haven't you? You're doing so much housework already, and you're not even slimming down. Are you slacking off? What are you talking about? Yeah, this is my 6th month being pregnant, so it's only natural my belly's getting bigger. You, of all people, know about this, right, Mrs. Townsend? Since you were pregnant twice in your life? How much do you weigh right now? I'm about 55 kilos right now. Why do you ask? Huh? 55 kilos? What are you, some kind of female wrestling champion? Begging your pardon, but I feel like your weight exceeds mine with the baby included by a fair margin. Huh? The frick did you say? I'll have you know that despite how I may look in your fat-ass eyes, I weigh only 35 kilos.
Hang on. You're really 55 kilos right now? Tell me you're kidding. This is so embarrassing.
Embarrassing. I beg to differ.
If you don't slim down to 40 kilos within the next week, I'm divorcing your pork chop looking ass.
Now hang on. Divorce me? Shouldn't you be aware that my weight's gonna only climb as the pregnancy progresses? It's not like I can lose weight even if I wanted to until this baby is born.
Then listen to my orders. The threshold is 40 kilos, do you hear? You're not having any more meals, and you're going to work harder around here.
Divorce is just not possible. There's no way I can raise a baby all by myself. I'm just about average for someone of my height. Telling me to lose weight just can't be done. How about you abort that baby then? Again with that heartbreaking bullshit. I'm begging you to stop. Then maybe you'll slim back down again. Ha ha ha. When they finally understood that my spirit would never be broken, they prepared me cold baths under the excuse that it was a form of dieting. They would make me clean the whole house every day until it was spotless. If there was anything I missed, they would strike me with something as punishment. They forbade me from ever having any meals. This was especially dangerous, because unless the baby got proper nutrients throughout the pregnancy, the results could be catastrophic. But eventually, perhaps they lost their impatience over the fact that I just wouldn't have that miscarriage.
And just how frickin' long do you think you're taking with a stupid wiping, you stupid baboon?
Please don't do that. You're lucky that it didn't hit my belly.
Don't those happen when a pregnant woman doesn't eat enough, and if she's subject to hard labor?
I knew you were still thinking that. I've had enough. Time to take action. Kevin, 8 to aim for the bullseye. The belly.
Got it. Alley-oop.
That hurts. Ah!
Ugh, you pissed yourself.
My water broke. Call an ambulance, now. Born so early, the little shit will never survive.
Frickin' disgusting.
We did it, Kevin, honey. How about we go to that Italian place? Please, an ambulance. But they just left me there to rot right where I lay on the floor in my own juices and left for the aforementioned Italian restaurant, celebrating that I had finally had that miscarriage. Needless to say, I had lost all of my hope regarding how they handled the situation. But in that moment, my top priority was hurrying to call an ambulance for help. I somehow managed to crawl up to my room and got my cell phone and called 911 myself.
How are you feeling?
I feel fine. But what about the baby?
The baby. I'm terribly sorry, madam. Soon after birth, she...
Oh God. I had the most terrible feeling in my gut since before arriving at the hospital, and that feeling was later justified. They kindly left me alone, and as I let sorrow loosen my grip on the world, the 2 criminals came striding in, not knowing anything. Finally, you've slimmed down quite a bit, it seems, LOL. You monsters. Because of you, I wasn't even able to hold her hand.
Good thing it didn't cost you any unnecessary funds now, wasn't it?
They left me with that as a parting shot, and I was back with my own sorrow and anguish. But along with those feelings, the absolute hatred I felt toward those 2 became something unfathomable. I swore that vengeance shall be mine. As I was thinking about this to myself, Miss Megan, the wife of Kevin's older brother, kindly paid me a visit.
I heard everything from the doctors. I'm so sorry.
Oh, Miss Megan, you don't have to worry about that.
I can't even begin to imagine the pain you're going through. I never even knew you were pregnant. No, dear, I'm certain I should worry about that. And also, why didn't you tell me?
I told Miss Megan everything that had happened over the last few months, even the details on how exactly they abused me and assaulted me. After I was done, Miss Megan was visibly fuming, and she promised that she would help me exact my revenge. I'm so relieved to have found someone I can trust. After everything that happened, I had all but lost hope for humanity. All right, Troublebusters, initiate. A few days later, I left the hospital and went back home to the Townsends' house, but the attitude of the monstrous Kevin and Mrs. Townsend became even worse. In hospital made you slack off your duties here at home, you know. Go on now and do it all. Did you really not do anything at all while I was away?
And also, what the hell did you snitch to the police, While you were in the hospital, the feds stopped by our house, and it was a hassle for a time, you know.
After so much abuse and violence, of course I would report to the police. How about you stay thankful that you weren't frickin' arrested,
Eh? And just what do you think you're blabbing, you useless sow?
Maybe we should cause you more pain and suffering so that you'll get really scared to snitch to the popo. Are you even aware that what you're doing falls into the realm of criminal activity?
And what, pray tell, are you gonna do about that? Go on, file an offense report to the feds. I dare you. Your husband's gonna become a criminal, you see?
You'll forgive me for this, but I already did file an offense report. What the frick are you talking about? You can't be serious! How about you look into my eyes and figure out if I'm being serious or not, damn you. Only the police are willing to protect me now. In any case, thanks to you two bastards, I lost my loving daughter right after she was born. So you know what's coming, I hope? What the frick have you done, bitch? Does family mean nothing to you? Retract that report immediately! A divorce? Really? Oh, thank you so much. This makes everything so much easier.
Yeah, retract it right now, or I'll divorce you.
Here you go. The divorce form I got from City Hall on my way back here.
What the frick am I looking at? Enough with this bullshit! I recall you saying you don't want a divorce.
That was because I was with my child, and also I have my job. So I think living on my own now will be much better for me instead of living with you two criminals.
Then I'll spread rumors about you and my company. How about that? You're gonna get fired.
Shouldn't you worry about what's going on in your job right now? You don't have any idea of the relationship I have with the company you work for, do you? Oh, this is getting juicier with every passing second, lol. Your company pretty much works for mine, so my status here is higher than yours.
Please, anything but that. In any case, I was only following orders that Mom gave me.
Eh? You think that kind of excuse is gonna work for you?
It's true. I was brainwashed by my own mother. Anyone would pity someone innocent like that, right?
That doesn't justify the fact you couldn't distinguish the right from the wrong, and I'm not gonna stay with any human scum like that. Consider our divorce a frickin' done deal, you bastard. Hold on! What are you two doing? Deciding stuff on your own?
I side with Hazel in this matter. You two are completely dead to me. Bro, Megan told me everything.
Hello, hello. Honey Bun Hazel here told me everything when I paid her a visit at the hospital.
I was worried about you. The fact that you were all alone in the matter. But I suppose it all turned out okay in the end. I've come to break my ties with you.
Now hang on, honey. This is some kind of mistake.
You think I, a police officer, can't distinguish the truth from lies, A dilation of pupils, your body movements, your breathing.
I'm sorry. Please, forgive me.
Don't touch me, goddammit!
Ah!
You are not to come anywhere near us, understand?
And I'm grateful for you. But if you put the kindness you did to me up against the lives you put in jeopardy, I can't disregard the latter, I'm afraid. Excuse us now, we have business to attend to.
My offense report, along with my testimonies thereafter, the two scumbags were found guilty in trial. I guess they never expected they would wind up in prison because of what they did. I didn't, and I was surprised for a brief instant. Everything went smoothly, all because of Mr. Ashton, who is a police officer. They were also ordered to pay compensation and damages, and a hell of a life awaits them after they're released back into society. However, Kevin repeatedly stated that his mother's brainwashed him. Mrs. Townsend said that Kevin did all the deeds and I'm not guilty of anything. They tried to put the blame on each other, so after they're released on parole, I'm pretty sure they're gonna cut ties too.
Stay with us a while, Hazel, and relax.
Yeah, you can be my best house buddy, for real.
Thank you so much, but you don't need to worry about me. I already feel so much better thanks to you two.
Still, you mustn't overexert yourself, honey.
Thank you. And now, Miss Megan and Mr. Ashton are keeping their eye on me. I'm planning to start a life alone this month, but I must never forget how thankful I am for the two of them. Right now, even though we aren't exactly related anymore, we still have a strong friendship. You'd think we were family, lol. Just as I thought, these two are the kind of people I want by my side. Troublebusters. Thank you for your patience. Here is the main Morgan menu for the night, mademoiselle. Please enjoy. But when my mother-in-law looked at my cooking for a mere couple seconds, she stood, picked up the plate, walked over to the kitchen, and dumped everything in the trash can. No, what did I do to deserve thy wrath, mademoiselle?
Trouble Busters!
Greetings, I'm Morgan. I was born in a nursing home and I don't have any close family. I'm 26 years of age at the moment. I currently work in a factory. The fact I was unfortunate from the get-go, that being I didn't have any family to support me, going to college was difficult. So after graduating high school, I sought out work and found this job after a while. One day, the company with whom we have a contract sent one of their high-ranked employees to check in on proceedings here at the factory.
It looks like you're doing a hell of a good job around here, folks.
Whoa. That's someone from the company. He's literally the man upstairs from my eyes. I can't slack off here. Otherwise, it's back to waitressing. Job from hell itself is waitressing.
Hang on. These products look like they're made by the gods themselves.
Hiya.
Oh, what the hell? You were a person all along? So I was completely convinced you were a robot.
Oh, thank you for the kind words, oh great man upstairs.
My apologies. For real though, you work so hard, so wholeheartedly. I'm so glad we have just the right kind of people here we can trust to do good business.
Your humble servant feels motivated to do so much more. Since then, Mr. Aiden from the company often came to check on our progress in the factory. And what made these visits special for me was that every single time, even though I'm this unimpressive little creature who never had a good childhood, he came to chat with me ever so kindly. I don't think he has any idea how happy his visits make me. An almighty man upstairs, talking so nicely to but a factory worker of extremely humble origins? Thank you so very much.
Oh, come now. Who gives a crap about who's a factory worker and who's in the office? And also, I can't help but wonder what you mean by the man upstairs.
You always make me feel so nice inside, and that makes me motivated to do my best for the company.
You're a very funny woman, Miss Morgan. If you don't mind, I'd like to take you out to dinner sometime.
Oh? Since then, Mr. Aiden started asking me out to dinner more and more often. At first, I thought it was all part of the social etiquette, like a company officeman invites a few factory workers out to meals to show their gratitude and hope they'll keep doing their best for the company, and so on and so on. So I never expected what had befallen me one night when Mr. Aiden himself confessed his feelings for me.
Miss Morgan, you're always very concentrated, but you're also very unique. I'll be the happiest bastard in the world if you would do me the honor of becoming my girlfriend.
Wait. I'm set on doing my best in my job right now, and...
Is that so? But until you have a change of heart, Miss Morgan, I'll be waiting for you.
I was really indecisive for so long, but Mr. Aiden was so stubbornly patient. I was never liked by anyone, really, ever since I was born. This is exactly like a poor peasant girl who'd won the heart of a noble prince. She never thinks she's worthy of such a man, but the man is there for her. So romantic. But I want to focus on my job. Such was life for a year, but even so, Mr. Aiden never faltered. Strangely touching, I must say. I decided to accept his offer, since he'd shown me so much loyalty where I didn't deserve it. And before long, we became an official couple. Mr. Aiden is a very serious man with the kindest heart, and I eventually began to hope I would spend the rest of my life together with him. In other words, yes, I was hoping to marry him in due time. Those hopes were realized a year later when we decided to get married. We went to his family's home to announce these exciting news to them. I've never met anyone from his family before, so naturally I was pretty worried. So nervous? I feel like I'm gonna vomit up every single one of my organs. Do you really think she'll accept me as her daughter-in-law? I don't really know. Huh. Oh, damn, I think I feel my pancreas and my gallbladder pushing against the walls of my esophagus. Hello. Oh, my Morgan, my dear. You look exactly like Aiden described you, if not better. Come in, my dears, come in. Nice to meet you. I'm Morgan, but I guess you already know my name.
Hey, Aiden, bro, you came back home. Good to be back, bro. Oh, yes, where are my manners? This is my older brother, Carter. He's 3 years older than me.
Oh, nice to meet you, sir. I'm Morgan.
Nice to meet you too. Aiden, dude, you sure landed a good one.
I'm cute, am I? Oh, my gosh. Where am I? Am I really still on Earth? And your name, Carter with a K. I've never seen it before.
Oh, I know. I'll also introduce you to my own wife. Her name's Hannah.
Nice to meet you. I'm Hannah.
Nice to meet you too, madam. Wow, Miss Hannah seems like the most wonderful woman to walk this earth.
Hannah is an elite. She passed the bar examination in one fell swoop, you see. Now that everyone's here, how about dinner?
Mrs. Romano asked us how we met, demanding details down to the most minute. When I finished telling her about how we first met until we officially became a couple, she exclaimed,
Wow, you were persistent for a whole year, Aiden, honey? How romantic.
She seemed pleased, honestly. Mr. Carter was also all smiles, and the two of them seemed like very nice folks. However, Miss Hannah was also motionless and silent the whole time I was telling the story. Even when I was finished, she never said anything, but even so, she looked so beautiful. I was going to live a married life, happily ever after. Or so I thought, because something happened when my expectations for happy times in the future were at its peak. One day, Aiden's company decided he would go to work overseas for a while. Oh no! Right when we became newlyweds, living a few weeks full of matrimonial love. My hate for whoever decided you would go on this business transfer.
But the job they offered me is a pretty good one, you see.
So, until you come back, I'll be all alone.
How about this? You live with Mom while I'm away at my job overseas.
With Mrs. Romano?
Why not? Dad passed away quite a while ago, and she's lonely at her home these days. It would help her a great deal, and it would be a great opportunity for you to become closer.
I'm all for it, but do you think she'd really want to live together with the likes of me? We discussed the matter with Mrs. Romano about whether she's all for the idea of me living with her or not. Her response was,
Oh my, I've always wanted a daughter. It would be my pleasure to live with you, sweetie.
Honestly, I was not expecting such an enthusiastic welcome. She literally jumped from her chair and did a little dance of joy. And that's how I began my life with Mrs. Romano 2 weeks before Aiden would go abroad. We cooked together, we talked to each other. The days were just packed with joy and fun. I knew the gods had blessed me with Aiden and his wonderful family. And then the day that Aiden would go abroad was upon us. Even after I married, I was still working at the same factory. One day, soon after Aiden was gone, I went home to Mrs. Romano's house after work. As I entered the living room, she looked up from her reading and said,
Oh, you're back. Go on now. Get on with dinner, dear.
Oh, sure. Of course. Why am I getting the feeling she's a little colder toward me today? Did I do something wrong?
And also, your room's a little messy. When you're done making dinner, I want you to clean it up, okay?
Oh, yes, Mrs. Romano. In this manner, she began to boss me around whenever I got home from work, telling me to make dinner and do the housework. Up until then, we'd been working as a team to do those things. Why did she suddenly switch mindsets to order me to do everything? Thank you for your patience. Here is the main Morgan menu for the night, mademoiselle. Please enjoy. But when my mother-in-law looked at my cooking, for a mere couple seconds, she stood, picked up the plate, walked over to the kitchen, and dumped everything in the trash can. What did I do to deserve thy wrath, mademoiselle?
Honestly, honey, you're hopeless with cooking. It's all right, I'm not hungry anymore. Next, your room. Come on now, we mustn't waste any time.
Yes.
And just where do you think you're going with the vacuum cleaner? There's small towels in the bathroom. Use them well and wipe the whole house spotless. Am I clear?
Wipe the whole house? This large, spacious residence? Am I suddenly taking part in a Buddhist shrine exercise camp? What's going on here? Where in the world did that bundle of sunshine Mrs. Romano disappear to? She was exactly like Aiden said, the sweetest angel to ever exist in heaven, but with each passing day, she started to compare me to Milady Hannah, her firstborn's wife. How could two people, both high school graduates, and never went to college, wind up so different, I wonder? My dear Hannah's making a good living working as a lawyer, you see. Compared to that, you just make a living as a factory worker. How miserable. This is exactly like comparing a horse carriage to a Maserati. Her insults only got worse from there. After a few days, she started to make fun of my humble origins, too. This was something I'd always feared would happen to me, and it has happened to me far too many times to bear. So you were born in a nursing home, huh? Perhaps your parents threw you away because they were disgusted with how ugly their child turned out. No, Mrs. Romano. My parents both died in a car accident, you see. Do you have a screw loose? The fact they died in the end proves that they never loved you, LOL. How ridiculous can you get with theories? An unattractive face, a high school graduate, born in a nursing home. Your misery is unfathomable. I have no idea how you managed to successfully seduce the heart of my dear Aiden. Stupid girl. Begging your pardon, mademoiselle, but I never seduced my Aiden. He confessed his feelings to me himself, and he waited for me a whole year. That was my true prime for sure. Don't you get ahead of yourself, Four Eyes. How did you do it when you're so useless in everything you do? Did you hypnotize him? Brainwash him? Perform a brain transplant on him? Oh, hang on. You used your body now, didn't you? I believe you know full well my body is far from anything near seductive, mademoiselle. That I can still easily wear clothes that I used to wear in middle school. What nonsense are you uttering right now? Honestly, this is what I get for letting an uneducated brat like you into my house. All things considered, it seems to me you want to condescend to me. Order me around, make me do this and that, even when I'm tired from a long day's toil. You want me as your slave, I see. And you thought that was bad enough? Even Mr. Carter, who was such a kind person when I first met him, began to show his arrogance too. To tell the truth, ever since Aiden went abroad, Mr. Carter started to pay more frequent visits to his mother. It turns out that Mr. Carter doesn't work at all, and it's what's known as a child with a man's balls, if you'll excuse my language. He basically spends all his time at home, playing video games, drinking Red Bull, and eating takeout 24/7. And while I would be hard at work, trying my utmost darndest to get all the housework to Mrs. Romano's satisfaction, he would treat me like I was a dead leaf on his windshield. The audacity, when he's but an old man already.
Hey yo, Miss Green Ogre.
I know I'm not decent in looks, but I know I look better than Shrek.
Buy me some lunch from a convenience store.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm hanging up the laundry just now. I think you can see clearly that I'm busy.
Hey? Not listening to what I'm saying, are we?
Forgive me. I bought him lunch just as he told me to. I bought some lunch for you.
Then pop it in the microwave already. Oh, God damn it.
I have more housework to do, sir. You must forgive me, but I must ask you to warm it up yourself. You wouldn't want your clothes tomorrow to be soggy, would you?
You think you can talk back at me like that? Well then, maybe I should just tell my buddy brother Aiden that you're cheating on him.
Ugh, such ferocious blackmail. I wound up completely defenseless against the two of them and was left with no choice but to adhere to their every command. To be honest, I want to stop living with Mrs. Romano, but my darling Aiden is working hard in a godforsaken land beyond the horizon. If I told him I quit living together with his mother, it wouldn't be great news to him, and it would make things harder. All I can do now is to endure. Also, he promised he would come back for me once a month. I set myself on enduring the psychological torture at home and was determined to succeed. But a few months after we started living together, something about my body started to change. Whew, I'm exhausted. I think I'll help myself to a snack. I didn't feel so well one day, and suspecting it was something in particular, I went to a gynecologist. That's when I found out I was pregnant. Oh, Aiden, honey, I have the most amazing news. I'm pregnant.
Really? There's no way! Oh, I'm so happy, honey! I'm positive I'll be able to come back home from work before the baby comes. Then I can see the beautiful face of our child.
I'm so relieved. It looks like Aiden will be coming back home for good very soon. But the happiness and relief didn't last long at all, as the harassment from Mrs. Romano and Mr. Carter increased in severity. Ugh, I didn't think morning sickness would be this bad. This is worse than going on the fastest roller coaster in the world. Ugh. Morgan dear, about the clothes for the coming season. I want you to wash them all at least 3 times. Am I clear? I'm sorry, Mrs. Romano. Morning sickness is taking a toll on me, and I hope I can get less housework from now on. Oh, and don't forget to make rice every day. Don't you go about refrigerating the leftovers. Do you hear me? Why do I get the feeling the housework's on its way to being doubled? This is just impossible in my current condition.
Hey, witch! Head to the convenience to buy me some potato chips. I want you back here in frickin' 60 seconds.
Wait, no. Hang on. Listen, I'm pregnant right now. I can't do proper housework anymore for a while, let alone run.
Shut up, bitch! I'm sick and tired of you stocking up on cookies and nothing else.
I ate frickin' Grandma's cookies, for crying out loud. Just as he asked, I went to buy him potato chips. It took about 3.5 minutes. I hope he isn't too mad. When I came home, they were talking in the living room. About Morgan's child, do you think we should convince her to get it aborted?
It's so selfish of her to get pregnant, even though she's the wife of my younger brother.
The conversation I overheard was so atrocious that I involuntarily dropped the plastic bag in shock. They heard it against the floor, and then they began to back me into a corner.
That bitch knows no courtesy, I swear.
If so, you've made it easy for us. You're going to abort that child whether you like it or not. Like hell I'm gonna do that.
I'm the one who married earlier, so it's only natural that Hannah's the one who should have a baby first, isn't it?
I agree. You're the wife of the second child of this family. At least follow my protocol and wait your turn. Wait, my turn?
Well, Hannah is busy with her job now, so I don't think she's gonna have a baby anytime soon.
I will definitely bear it. There's nothing you can do to stop me. This notion about taking turns having a baby, it's absolutely ridiculous. Oh, is that so? Then you mustn't slack off on the housework now, must you? It'll be hard and painful, I'm sure. The hell do you mean? But I immediately understood what Mrs. Romano was saying. She was adamant on giving me hard labor, knowing I'm pregnant, working my ass off day and night, and by the time my water would break and I went into labor, my body would succumb to too much physical stress. But Aiden would come home in a few days. Then I can tell him I want to stop living with this monstrous family. Or so I thought.
Hello? Listen, honey, I hope you can forgive me. My job's been extended a month, and it looks like I won't be able to come home until that's done.
Oh, hell no. I thought we were close. So close. I miss you so much, honey. Can't you talk to them or do something? I nearly fainted from the shock. In a daze, I walked down the corridor upstairs and was about to start going down the stairs, and at that instant...
Madam Morgan! Madam! How are you this fine morning?
Mr. Carter came up behind me and slapped me hard on my back. I swear it felt like Bruce Lee had performed the 2-inch punch on me. The blow sent me forward, but I couldn't stabilize myself in time, and I proceeded to fall down the stairs. I lost consciousness as I hit my head on the floor downstairs.
Miss Morgan? Wake up, Miss Morgan, please.
Where am I? When I came to, I found myself on top of a hospital bed.
Oh, thank goodness you're awake.
I remember falling down the stairs back at home. I remember someone pushing me down. I found you unconscious on the floor when I went to fetch Carter to go home. Mrs. Romano and my husband were trying to force you awake, but I knew this was serious, so I called for an ambulance. Thank you so much. She's a goddess.
Madam, you've been severely overworked. Not only is your own health in danger, but the life of the child inside is in great jeopardy.
Oh my god.
You'll need at least a week of hospitalization for a full recovery.
Oh, I understand. Finally, I can catch a break for once. Because I was being ordered around by these two monsters, my body was already near its limits. It's all their fault.
What do you mean?
They did this to me. I poured everything that had happened the last while. I wanted to tell someone so badly, but I just couldn't because I was afraid of what they might do to me. I felt terrible about Miss Hannah, but I just couldn't keep it to myself any longer. Oh dear, don't worry about that. Ever since he was fired from his job, he's been an ass all the time, and I thought it was strange that he went to Mrs. Romano's house far more often than he used to. Please forgive me, Miss Hannah, for talking shit about your own husband. But of course, honey. And I will help you make them get what they deserve, for sure. Miss Hannah told me that she would help me to think of a counterattack before I was free to leave hospitalization. I'll never forgive them. Troublebusters, initiate! 1 week later, when I was given the thumbs up to leave the hospital, Miss Hannah found time during her to pick me up. Thanks to my being in the hospital, I was able to become close with her. I mean, sure, going to the hospital was absolutely terrible in every way, but I left the hospital knowing that I had a friend close by to trust. Welcome back, Morgan, honey. Congratulations on leaving the hospital.
We prepared something to celebrate you leaving hospital too. Come on now, it's in the living room.
They were so happy to see me safe and sound. It was suspicious. In the living room was an assortment of food such as sushi, ham, and chamomile tea. Oh, what's this? I mean, it looks splendid, but there's no way this food goes well with each other. It's such a strange combination. My, what a hodgepodge of putrid garbage, I dare say. Isn't that right, Morgan, honey? Excuse me a moment. Click. Hang on a sec. Why are you suddenly taking pictures? I've come to break my ties with the likes of you monsters.
And just what are you talking about?
Take a look at this paper right here. Miss Hannah brought out 2 slips of paper. These papers show the search histories of your cell phones. Needless to say, they show something absolutely inhumane. You prepared all this food on purpose for a very specific reason, didn't you? Lo and behold, today's feast was jam-packed with dangerous foods that pregnant women should never, ever consume. These papers show the search histories of your cell phones. I don't know what you're talking about. I only thought sushi would be a nice thing to celebrate our darling Morgan leaving the hospital.
For real? We also got the ham from an expensive butcher, you know? We never skimp on our celebrations. Isn't that right, Mom?
Is that so? Well then, did you know that we can also pinpoint when exactly one accessed websites that contained information? Oh yes, it's quite exciting work. Kind of like a digital detective, so to speak. The times they searched up the atrocious information completely coincided with the times they were alone together. Additionally, I know Carter came to the house mere minutes before the websites in question were accessed. I even have photographic proof, you see?
You stupid woman. When did you...
You really wanted my child destroyed, didn't you? Give me one good reason I can't have my own baby. Because I couldn't allow a poor, low-life bitch like you, born in a nursing home, raised by rats, live a life full of happiness.
No matter how long it takes, we can't conceive a child ourselves. I was frustrated that Aiden was going to win the contest.
There's no legally conceivable reason why a poor person can't be happy right now, is there? And also, we decided that we would conceive a child when you found another job, Carter, and when the family budget would be more stable, did we not? The fact that you're just a freaking banana slug doesn't help that cause whatsoever. I cannot tolerate you any longer. I'm divorcing you, Carter Romano.
No, please, think about what you're doing here. I'll find a job. Honest, I will.
What will happen to my allowance if you disappear, Hannah dear? I depend only on that, you know. If you're against the divorce, by all means, organize an arbitration. Or literally anything else, for all I care. But keep in mind, I'm a fully certified lawyer, so don't go thinking you're gonna win the war. Perhaps that was the final blow, because Mrs. Romano fell to her knees, crawled over to where I stood, and started begging me. I never knew Hannah could be such a cold-hearted bitch. Hey, Morgan, honey, even with our life together finished, you'll continue sending your allowance, right? And why in the world would I do something stupid like that? Have you completely forgotten about all the inexcusable things you did to me? That was just me getting ahead of myself because you work so hard and so well, honey. I've kept everything hidden from Aiden because I didn't want to make him worried, but that patience snapped when it became clear you wanted harm to come to the beautiful baby growing inside. Now you shall feel my wrath. Please don't tell Aiden, for the love of my beloved husband. Too bad. I'm going to tell everything. And don't you dare think you will see your grandchild's face, even once in your lifetime, and I will sue you for all the service you've done to me. Miss Hannah said she would help me justify my case in court over the matter, and that's how I left my in-laws' house for good. With Hannah's cooperation, I sued Mrs. Romano and Mr. Carter in court. On account of the persisting psychological abuse they inflicted, they were ordered to pay a large sum of money in damages. This incident spread across her neighborhood, rendering Miss Romano under self-proclaimed house arrest. I hope a monster like that never feels the wind on her face again. After the divorce, Mr. Carter never got the motivation to look for another job again, and now he's hoping to matchmake with a woman of high-paying jobs. But as you can expect, his reputation became something extremely negative because of this particular incident, and he's received numerous rejections already, and I don't think he'll ever find someone to marry again. Carter, we have that money to pay Miss Morgan, so you're gonna have to look for a job, right?
Your harassment started this whole nightmare. You find work, you hag!
I hear Mrs. Romano and Mr. Carter are arguing every day about who should work to pay the money. Needless to say, the mother-son relationship is in complete shambles right now. Since then, my darling Aiden returned home very soon after I contacted him.
I'm so sorry I failed to notice anything up until now. I'm gonna cut ties with my family. Mark my words.
Thank you, honey. I don't think Mrs. Romano will ever see any grandchildren in her life. We did cut ties with Aiden's family, but we remain close friends with Miss Hannah, and we're still very much like sisters today. A few years later, she remarried and had a child of her own. Now we live together, the three of us, as a new happy family without any monstrosities anywhere near us. Our family is really close as a whole with Miss Hannah, and our children still have such a strong bond. It's like they're siblings, too. So much has happened, but I'm finally living the calm life I've always hoped to get, and every day is filled with so much love, friendship, and happiness. Trouble Busters!